Forces ADF. This follows bomb blasts that rocked Uganda's capital, Kampala, yesterday on Tuesday, killing 6 and injuring several others. Minister for Security General Jim Muhwezi confirms Islamic State as the masterminds behind the incident are working together with the ADF, a Congolese-based terrorist group. Let's hear more in this report.
There is something called Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS. They have come here in Africa. They have been in West Africa for a long time. Now they are introducing another one, Islamic State of Central African province, which includes Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, Congo, Malawi, Mozambique. Those people have money. Some of these bombings they are making is to make accountability for the money they are getting. They are there enjoying the money and using our children, manipulating our children, that when they die they go to heaven, but for them they are in heaven on earth, enjoying that money where they are hiding. It's because they don't live here. They live in the Eastern Congo. And once we manage to dislodge them there, then they will follow Konyi, Arisarakwena, Itongwa, Chirimutu, Foba, everything, all these groups that have come and gone. They will also be gone. ADF, we've been talking even to the press that ADF is in the Eastern Congo. We have been undermining their capacity. Of course, once in a while they make a breakthrough, but many of them we have managed to defuse them. All measures are being taken, including collaboration. All we call for is vigilance. I have repeated this. I don't know whether it is sinking. It is about yourself. Don't be manipulated. If everybody cares about his own security and the security of others who are, people who are in charge of public places, they are vigilant, then there should be no cause for alarm.
You understand?
Now, the 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe, has told the media in Karamoja that the UPDF and Uganda Police Anti-Stock Theft Unit will continue forceful and voluntary disarmament in Karamoja. It follows ending of the 3 months of Usalama kwa wote in October this year.
Kabong district has 4 sub-counties where notorious armed warriors based to terrorize the entire Karamoja are neighbors. This has increased insecurity in Kabong district, where most people are robbed and others murdered. Leaders in Kathiri South sub-county decried the insecurity in the area, which has caused some leaders to migrate.
It's bad. The situation is worse. LC1. Even if you are a current leader, you don't enjoy sleep.
The LC one, he has just come back from Lojoro. Tried to hide himself from the England place. He was also followed there. Steve from Amok also was anted. He went to Kabong, he suffered, he came back, he said, let me go and die.
The area chairperson, Achuka Abraham, had threatened to resign due to death threats.
I've been hunted for everything. It was just yesterday whereby someone did not come to my home. I've been crying, calling. One day, unless I will not come, then I will resign from work.
At Loisi Primary School in Kathiri South, the 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe, addressed residents urging the Karamojongs to cooperate. Balikudembe says UPDF will use Air Force and members in the disarmament.
Chopper, the helicopters, looking for those thugs that are hiding in these hills. You have seen also some new vehicles you have never seen. Have some night capability that will be seeing these criminals in the night.
The RDC Kabong, Captain Chris Mike Okiria, urged residents to report insecurity cases in time.
We should pass accurate, timely and reliable information to the army, to the brigade IO, so that on any insecurity, so that the army can act very quickly to that information.
Meanwhile, over 10 people were arrested in a cordon and search operation conducted by UPDF and Stock Theft Unit in Narogosi Parish in Loleila Sub-County in Kabong District. Usalama kwa wote started in July this year with over 100 guns recovered. Mutonyi Helda and Maureen Iga, UBC.
Thank you very much there, Mutonyi Helda. Now, GA armed cattle warriors have killed 42 people in Kotido district in the last 30 days. Kotido RDC Ambrose Honoria says that the warriors also raided over 50,000 cattle from the neighboring districts.
Kotido Resident District Commissioner Ambrose Onolia says armed cattle warriors, commonly known as the J and Dodoth, as well as the handful of Turkana cattle wrestlers, have been terrorizing the district. The District Security Commissioner has restricted night movements in the area, especially along the Kotido-Moroto Road, to curb the attacks and killings.
The people who have practically died are about 42 warriors themselves. But also in other scenarios we have lost people because the warriors have attacked the homes of those people whom they think are responsible to government or give information to government.
Onolia explains that the armed warriors will lay their unsuspected victims and shoot at them as they carry on their night and evening operations. Movements along the road, both on foot and automotive, is only allowed between 8:30 a.m. in the morning and 4 p.m. in the evening.
And currently, as I speak to you now, the road between Kotido and Moroto is not very good, and we do not advise people to use it before 8 a.m. and after 4 p.m.
Brigadier General Stefan Mugelwa and the 5th Division Army Commander says that the Army has intensified operations along the road as the disarmament exercise goes on.
They know those people are raiding, but they don't want to give us the names. But remember, tomorrow, you are the one suffering. The boy will get you on the road, knowing that this brother of mine knows me. The boy will shoot you.
Programming should involve the youth, because they are the very ones who participate in this kind of raids.
These people get the bullets, even to power the one of the UPDF. Who gave them the platform?
Kotido Municipality Mayor Peter Irara Abrahams blames the insecurity in the area on the porous border with Kenya. Irene Faith Nantongo, UBC News.
Now, the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has spearheaded the move to streamline the oil and gas sector operations across the country. This was part of the opening remarks by the Minister for State in charge of urbanization, Maria Obiga.
Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has convened a two-day stakeholders physical planning retreat in Munyonyo, Kampala.
The thinking is that when we get good public transport, because that's where there's a gap which the border come to fill. If we get good public transport up to the last mile, then we would have less borders, because nobody wants to move by border, which is very insecure, if they have got a good option, a quick option.
The retreat has drawn stakeholders from the lands, energy and local government ministries.
It is necessary because like any other development, it must be productive. And I know fuel stations are very critical. So we need them to be developed in a manner that it will spur other developments. It will not constrain the development of other areas. Of course, you know, it deals in the fuel products itself. If you don't handle them well, they can be dangerous to the community. And also they develop, they contribute to the development because it is a basis of transport. So we need to have them done in a way that, one, they spur other developments, but they're also done in a well-coordinated manner to minimize the dangers associated with fuel stations.
State Minister in charge of urbanization, Mario Obiga Kanya, graced the occasion.
We want you to underscore how important physical planning is for this country. Not tomorrow. We want to underscore how important physical planning is now if we were to avert the challenges of tomorrow. They could easily be worse. So let's do it now and sail smoothly or better for the future.
Top on the day's deliberations was the continued breach of the 2020 Physical Planning Act.
The 2010 Physical Planning Act is amended in 2020, which we think should be able to take us for some time. So the laws are there. The laws are really there. Like somebody says, it is the enforcement and the will to enforce.
The two-day retreat, among others, aims at sharing synergies about the country's physical planning backbone. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, the first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga, has blamed the Basoga over poor contribution to the development of the Anglican churches in the region. She was at a Thanksgiving service for Reverend Venerable Moses Kisule Kisamizi and fundraising event at Kamali Archdeaconry.
The first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga, has said that development of Anglican church infrastructure development is wanting. She said that other regions have contributed by constructing quality churches and clergy's official residences, unlike Busoga region. Currently, the Kamuli Archdeaconry Head Church is in sorry state. She said various roads in Kamuli will also be rehabilitated. Kadaga, who was at Kamuli Archdeaconry headquarters in Budwege, thanked Bishop Paul Naimanye of Busoga Diocese for elevating the Archdeacon head, Reverend Venerable Moses Kisule, as a canon. The area member of parliament, Martin Muzale, pledged to interest Busoga legislators in church development. The function was organized to fundraise for the completion of the canon's house.
Now, in the area of online sexual abuse has increased in African countries, mostly in Uganda and Kenya. Research conducted by UNICEF and Interpol shows that 90% of children below 18 years are tortured sexually, and they cannot report the cases to police.
About 90% of children below 18 years are abused sexually through social media. Research by UNICEF and Interpol reveal that African countries, especially Uganda and Kenya, are most affected. The report was to provide evidence to policymakers, law enforcers, and other stakeholders in Uganda about the danger of internet to children. It was conducted in 15 countries, where Uganda and Kenya came out as leading countries in exploiting children sexually online.
Stigma and the systems are not working well. Children continue to be exploited online, and something needs to be done. So the report is providing solutions and answers of what we need to do. But the problem of online exploitation of children via the telephone, via the computer, has gone big, and something needs to be done.
Research also indicates that most of the offenders are known by the children and given money in return of sexual images in Uganda. Stakeholders attribute it to the parents' failure to guide children in this COVID-19 period.
There is a need for the service providers to be knowledgeable on how to handle these cases that are reported to them or to the victims that have been affected by online child sexual exploitation. So we are recommending training for the frontline workers, especially the police, the social workers, and anyone, even the parents who do not know what this vice is, because in the study we realized that 51% of the parents did not know or do not know what online child sexual exploitation is or what their children are doing online, and yet 41% of the children are already using the internet.
Stakeholders are advocating for more educative programs for children using the internet. Shaidat in Nasaku, UBC News. And true, there's need for a lasting solution to this situation, especially for parents. Now, leaders in Karamoja are on a learning visit for crowd leaders amidst a change of intervention. Last week, a delegation from Karamoja visited Leras city to interact with the leaders and investors for partnership to create jobs for the Karansa's youth in the region.
Karamoja is a hotspot for insecurity and has had a cycle of food insecurity. Through the government disarmament program, security returned in Karamoja and has been connected to the rest of the country, although rustling is returning. Leaders believe mindset change will cure Karamoja's cattle rustling. The Justice and Peace Commission of Karamoja organized a 3-day exposure visit to Lira City to promote peace and trade between the two sub-regions.
So that the mindset from cattle rustling should change to industrialization, to agriculture, to feed the industry, and to trade.
We now think that Karamoja is not poor, it's just their mindset. Some people told us we are poor and we decided to get discouraged. For now, we have seen what is happening in Lira.
The team had several meetings in Lira before touring several factories for partnership and Lira University.
When we decide to work together as a team in our respective local governments, surely we will be able to deliver services to our people.
Take advantage as leaders and let the people know that besides keeping animals, we must create wealth.
The Karamojong are descendants of Nyametom of Ethiopia, a nomadic pastoralist community who migrated south around 1600 AD in search of permanent grazing land and water for livestock. Eddie Olua for UBC News in Lira City.
Right now, let's take a short break and return with more news. Stay with us.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN Mobile Money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
Raising voices.
Like other fathers across Uganda, I'm standing up to say no to violence against children. I commit to give my children a violence-free childhood. As fathers, we can make Uganda safer for our children. I promise to speak out when I see violence.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN mobile money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
Welcome back. Your lunchtime news continues. Now, stakeholders in the tourism industry in Kigezi sub-region want involvement of the women in the tour guiding. They argue that despite the existing training opportunities in the tour guiding, women have not taken up the profession, increasing gender disparity in the sector.
Dr. Christina Mpumuza, a lecturer of tourism studies at Kampala University, says existing data shows that there is a gender crisis in the tourism field. A number of misconceptions about tour guiding have continued to discourage the women from the practice.
The main thinking is that females should just keep in the accommodation sector and in the kitchen, but the reality is there are so many opportunities that women can take up as far as the tourism profession is concerned.
Licensing officer at Uganda Tourism Board, Innocent Asimwe, says women have opportunities in the tourism world once well guided.
The government has appreciated them, has empowered them, so they need to come and be part of this. The government has also prepared papers through Ministry of Gender to appreciate the role of women, not only in tourism but in other sectors.
The director Kigezi Biota Tours, Lilian Kamsime, says that due to the challenge, they have initiated a move dubbed Unlocking Women's Potential in Tourist Guiding that will inspire women to embrace the industry.
The task is not to train actually, because many girls have been training. Our task is to look for opportunities for the girls. We want them to get placement areas and we attach them to mentors. We have like Uganda Wildlife Authority, ladies who are very good guides, we will attach them. Then there are good companies who are willing to partner with us and give them opportunities for apprenticeship.
According to the Uganda Tourism Board database, out of the 578 registered tour guides in Uganda, 47 are women, constituting only 8.1%.
Now, over 3,000 flood victims in Obongi district are calling upon government to intervene in their situation. Residents complain they have incurred losses in their businesses at the landing site due to a non-operational ferry as a result of the flood.
Floods in Obongi district have submerged the landing site, destroyed houses and displaced people. Business has also been halted due to non-operational ferry. When in operation, the ferry connects Acholi sub-region to West Nile through Adjumani and West Nile to Acholi through Obongi. Kasim Ramadan is one of the traders who deal in fish business between Adjumani and Koboko districts.
I'm a business in Gamusufa. Asa hili video isi government la do mane ade me mu pipiki be alif kaliri me go kaliri kalisu faida misuasi asa ido de fedo se mukola o oda school la mu feta manji bani business nganji ku fedo school gate.
Fishmongers at the landing site say they borrowed loans from their circle groups, but lack of business at the landing site is making it difficult for them to refund it.
Asi ide lunya mani guru udangavwa okpolande amara e de damane Elias no alu yani ama diala maguma busuga
girdi si fersi keleli kilu bi je chaperse tesare sombe de chama dilu mtuzi si dilelo ere atalo ankunyajo baki janga pere Kampala Arua pere Juba keli disi ferisi lo ba fa jepi dere kilu jepi tebiru ingonu prepe talagata do dayu.
Chandiru Aisha is one of the fishmongers whose house was submerged by the flood and has since been displaced to rent in the town center.
Majo kala da madriari yinyote. Majo vini kala di madriari yinyo vinite. Yidi fesare semacha maskini miso gareti. Lotati gamete ma kwa maza amata tabu isupi ilere kileta ma famani nguvu azi were.
The multi-million Riyadh Mosque in Obongi town, which was constructed in 2018, is at the verge of being swallowed by the ever-rising waters.
So we shall leave it when it is now worse, when the water has entered the mosque, or if there are more cracks on the wall, this time we shall leave the mosque.
Okay. We much need help from our brothers, Muslim brothers, or those who are wishers who can help.
Recently, Forum for Democratic Change Party President Engineer Patrick Kamoria visited the area, calling on government to intervene through building dikes along the flood-prone areas in the district.
The people of Bongi have continued to suffer this. Trading is supposed to be going on here, but look at this. This is a recipe for disaster and to the health of the people. You know, the children are now going into dirty water, and there's serious threat of diseases being spread as a result of this. Our government would build dikes here to stop the flooding along the Nile, and a dike can contain a road, and development goes on as freely as possible.
Obongi District Chairman Habib Buga Kemis says lack of business at the landing site has affected revenue collection of the district. The chairman disclosed plans to relocate the ferry to another nearby landing site as soon as possible, as the district is in talks with Uganda National Roads Authority.
The issue of the floods, when I came in the office, it was there. It is really a big problem. Then we need really the support of the government. As a district, we have not really do much, but there was a budget for last financial year, something of 15 million was allocated, and then we bought some few items and then we give them. But the number is too much. As a district, our local revenue is only below 100. Then with this 100 million, we cannot do much.
I'm Nafka Farida and Joseph Odama in Obongi.
And with that story, we do end our lunchtime news. Thank you so much for allowing us in your living room or your social space. Now, just a word of caution, as we follow the Ministry of Health SOPs, let us also stay vigilant and alert the authorities of any lingering unusual objects within our communities. My name is Patricia Lokomampango. Stay safe and stay on UBC TV. Good afternoon.
The program lineup on UBC.
Brought to you by Roofings, Strength of a Nation. Brought to you by Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings.